Hello, wonderful people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. This is Joy here with you. I'll be doing a fragrance review from House of Guerlain. And this fragrance house, I told you before, it's a house that is like a love it or hate it house for me. Many of the fragrances I can digest. Sometimes I just do not see the hype about it, or I do not find them interesting. It's just my own taste. It's nothing to do with the house. The house is fantastic. So today I would like to do a review on one of their special lines. I think it's a Middle Eastern line. And I think it's called Les Absolus d'Orient or something like that. And the fragrance called Santal Royal. So I have a full-on bottle here. This is a tester bottle given to me by my brother, doctor. And thanks so much, brother, for giving me a bottle. He bought it recently. It's a tester, so I don't have a box to show you. I have done a review on this line before. I think I forgot about the name. It's Les Absolus d'Orient Oud Essential. This one right here. If you actually Google Amin Guerlain or Guerlain space Amin, you can see all my other Guerlain fragrance reviews. So before I start, I'd like to say not in the best health condition. Having a little bit of seasonal flu and fever. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit out. So I apologize for sounding like a little bit scary. Second thing is, it's been like kind of like a sad time for all of us, losing one of our fragrance community reviewer and one of the OG reviewers, the older reviewers, like who is one of the founding members of fragrance community. So Dan My Maker Smish, you're gonna be missed truly, and I will actually be watching all of his reviews if in time, because I love that guy's enthusiasm. He truly loves fragrances and his bikes and his music, and he's gonna live forever amongst us. So I'm really sorry to see Mark all devastated. He is one of his best friends, and he actually sort of inspired Dan to start his channel. And his favorite fragrance is Green Irish Tweed. He posted yesterday. He messaged me also, and I understand that how knowing someone for some time, it can affect you. Their passing, they can really affect you. Many new reviewers, they know these reviewers, but they do not know them in person as well as the other older reviewers. So I feel for you, Mark. I hope you're gonna be okay. And thanks, Joey Canoli, for the wonderful tribute, and any other person who wrote on his timeline or said their, like prayers and everything. Thank you so much, guys, for that. That really is a wonderful gesture. So let's go to the review. Let's keep the passion alive, and life is short. So leave our work here, hopefully, as much as we can. That should remain like Dan's work. See, that's how he's gonna remain alive amongst us. He's gonna live among us. So first of all, this perfume here, it's 125 ml and it's going for 140 to $150 in Fragrance X. So I don't know how much it's retailing for. I think it's a little bit more. So 125 ml, it's something I didn't notice before. So that's a good news to have a little bit more than 100 ml. Some of the niche companies, they give you 30 ml, 50 ml, 75 ml, and they charge you well over $200. I find that a little bit, I mean, I do not know how that process works of pricing or in terms of bottle size, but I always appreciate bigger bottles. Give us options, so that is good. First thing. Second thing is, this is their more Arabian collection, so it's a little bit gonna be a little bit darker. Third thing is, this is kind of fragrance is complex to understand. I was a bit too quick to judge this. For the first time I sprayed, I did not find it very interesting. I did not like the bottle. I'll let you know what I think of the bottle. And lastly, this perfume is for cold weather. So if you are wearing this in the high heat, probably you don't want to be doing that, because this is strictly for cold weather. So the performance on this one, I found it to be okay, 5 to 6 hours, not supremely long lasting. It reminds me sort of like Polo, Supreme Oud, Supreme Leather, how they perform. Same way this one performs. But now I'm gonna tell you, I have it on my hand. This perfume, I find it to be on paper very uninteresting. I did not find it to be very inspiring. It felt like kind of run in the mill, Middle Eastern attempt, fragrance attempt done by a French company. But when I wore it in my hand for a few days, I kind of have changed in mind a little bit. Okay, I'll tell you what I mean. This is kind of like a complex fragrance, and it's a very beautiful fragrance, and I am sorry I judged it a bit too quickly, and I would apologize, because you shouldn't judge a fragrance bit too quickly. So first of all, the presentation wise, I still would say the bottle could be a little bit better. People like it. People find it very much like a heritage kind of a bottle design. I think this was released before. This is the newer bottle, so they're giving it in a new line. So their older bottle was green bottle. I think that is the older bottle, and they have this nice sort of ribbon thing going on. Nice touch. Got of got sort of like this crystal ball. I also find in Penhaligon's bottles. So when you take it out, it's okay, plastic. Inside the atomizer looks like that, and it's they give this like kind of oud. So they give you kind of like oriental feel with the golden and black. So that's how the bottle looks. Bottom looks like that. So the bottle, I feel, it's up to you. I think this is a sticker in front, but sometimes I feel I have seen more premium bottles. Mm, it's okay, it's not bad, but nothing spectacular. Okay, so it's the juice that counts. So inside, what I really find about this is it has this very rich dark complexity of fragrance. It has notes that actually, to my nose, it smells really well played side by side. Each note actually can smell if you dig your nose in your skin, on your skin, sorry. So when you smell it, what you smell is very rich oud that is sweetened by sandalwood, and I believe there's some smoky aspect to it, a little bit of leather. This has kind of like a fruity aspect as well, so it's kind of like a mix of a different notes, but the smoky feel of it doesn't get bit too much on you. Okay, so it's a kind of like a dark beauty, which is very well done. There's no alcohol blast, and the fragrance, it stays kind of like a chocolatey as well. It has the chocolatey aspect. So the interesting thing is, I smell it, and on my skin, I thought, like, what is the other fragrance that I smelled that's reminded me of this one. And then I realized, I just went to Fragrantica. I just wanted to see, because Fragrantica is the source for everything. So some people wrote it's similar to Chanel's Egoist, and I can definitely tell you that dark woody tone that you get from Egoist, this is also something similar to that. I'm not going to call this a niche version of Egoist, because Egoist to me is pretty niche, because it's very daring, mysterious, at the same time very bold kind of a scent. So if you like Egoist, this is something you can definitely check out. This is a little bit more darker, brother, but Egoist is a little bit more, it pumps out a little bit more animalistic than this one, in my humble opinion. So I think this is a fantastic fragrance. So this another thing I just forgot to mention. It has the cinnamon. Cinnamon. It's a very beautiful note. The first day I sniffed 1 Million by Paco Rabanne, I was like, what is the sweet kind of like spicy vibe that I'm getting? Kind of like the amber, and then they have that fruity aspect, but it had that also the cinnamon. So cinnamon makes fragrance very interesting. This one, the way the cinnamon is done in this one is very tasty. So overall, I'm gonna say this is a very nice cold weather scent. Both genders can wear it, women and men, and I think it's gonna smell fantastic on either. But wear it nighttime, evening. Like the cold weather hits you. It's not gonna project massively. I think it's gonna do just well. High class parties, like evening gown and stuff like that, dinner gala and stuff like that. That's the perfect occasion for this perfume. I don't see this being worn very casually. So it gets a lot of love. This fragrance gets a lot of love, but this is not for beginners. And I hate to use that word, but what I mean by really beginners is that if you just enter in the fragrance game and you just want to wear something safe like your Sauvage, just like I said it many times, this is not a fragrance perhaps you like to look at. Perhaps something a little bit more like Bulgari, Man in Black, Spice Bomb, fragrances like those will be easier for you. But this, as you can understand, Middle Eastern style fragrances are kind of always tricky. So it reminds me a little bit of Isimiac Noir Ambre as well. That one has a darkness as well. So this is good fragrance. You really need to wear it, give it some time to understand the complexity of it. I really like the beauty of it, but I think versatility is a little bit weak, because it cannot be worn all year round. And how many sprays I would go with it? I think to enjoy it maximum, do not go more than 2 sprays. Less is more with this. If you wear more, you will project more, but you won't be able to enjoy. You might choke, because due to that darkness of the oud, the incensey sort of feel, and then sandalwood mix, leather, the cinnamon, it can come off a bit too much, right? So reserve this or preserve this for special occasion. And 125 ml, it's a good little addition by Guerlain. Performance could have been a little bit better, but at the same time, I think it's good that it doesn't last or push that much on me, because a bit too strong fragrance sometimes can get you to that sick point. You don't need that. So it's very well polished kind of fragrance. It doesn't have that how to say, the beastly thing about Shura and stuff. So a few days back, my good brother Steven, fragrance with Steve, sorry. So he said he doesn't agree with me on my page, and I can see now where he's coming from. He loves this fragrance. So yeah, it's a nice little fragrance and it's well done. You know, it's definitely well done. Prices are, I thought at first it's gonna be much more expensive, but $130, $140 for 125 mil, it's a good value. But definitely test it before buying it. Okay, it's an absolute uh, creative kind of fragrance, and it's, as I told you, every single note plays so well side by side. So Santal Royal, amazing little fragrance, but more than sandalwood, you're just gonna enjoy that oud, like properly done. And I do not detect so much of rose. So fruity, darker, oud with kind of like a smoke, leathery feel, and that cinnamon. That's what you're gonna get from this perfume. So definitely try out Santal Royal. Well done, Doc. Buying this fragrance, you're gonna really enjoy it in the upcoming winter. So overall, the fragrance, this gets a 10. I'm sorry, I changed my mind. I make a U-turn from absolute dislike or finding it boring to now liking it a lot. Santal Royal by Guerlain, Les Absolus Diorian line. Sorry if I got that wrong. Everybody have a nice day. Hopefully I get better with the voice and everything in upcoming videos. See you soon. Bye bye.